Hey guys, welcome into another weekly portfolio update. It's a pretty crazy one here today, starting off with the stocks. I've been absolutely decimated in stocks this week. My stocks portfolio is down 4,785, and it may not look like that, but that's because I've put $2,000 into stocks this week. So this number should have been $2,000 higher than it was last week if I hadn't gone up or down, but yeah, I've gone down $4,785, around about 5,000. Yeah, pretty hectic week. I had one day that I was positive, like $500, and then the rest has been like $2,000 down a day is like common. I think the biggest day was like $2,500 down. And then yeah, here today is 2.3k, so pretty huge move. You can see the total return of my current open positions is almost negative 15,000, which is outrageous. In terms of how much I've actually put into the portfolio, I've put in 48,000 now, so I'm still up $4,600. But that's actually looking like really bad for my performance on the portfolio. Like, I mean, that number kind of gives it away. That's really bad. But more to the point, the last time I reached a low in this portfolio, it was at around $5,000 profit. I still had $5,000 profit left. So I went all the way up to like 21,000 in profit, and then I came down to 5,000, and then I went up to about 22,000 in profit. And then I came down to about 10,000, and hey, that was all good, because I'm reaching higher lows. But now that I've now dipped all the way back down below, like the lowest, or like the previous dip that I had, it's not boding well for the portfolio. It looks pretty bad. But I mean, there is some pretty crazy stuff going on in the market at the moment. I'll go over kind of what's going on, or at least in theory, what's going on to cause this. There's fears around the new variant in the pandemic. There's also tax loss harvesting going on, as it's the last month of the tax year in the US. And also a more recent one, there's Jerome Powell's been acting a bit hawkish, and it's looking like he might do a few things sooner than he was going to, so there's a chance that that will be bad for US stocks. And yeah, people are preempting that, as people always do, by selling stocks. Yeah, so I've gone down heaps because of that. I have also put a bunch in, so I've put $2,000 in this week. I also put in $3,000 last week. A bit unfortunate that I hadn't have waited until this week, because I got some way better deals this week. But yeah, I'm going to go over these stocks that are here. So if we look at Corsair Gaming, down 9.25%, 9.24% in the week, and Tattooed Chef down 10%. So those are my two biggest positions. So obviously after saying that, you know that my portfolio was destroyed this week. Same again, Palantir, third biggest position, destroyed. And then we got a bunch of others as well. 15%, I believe another 16%, and 12.5% in the past week. So those are other positions that I hold. Absolutely destroyed. So the ones that I have been buying, I bought a little bit of Smile Direct Club. How much should I buy? I've got all my buys written down here. So I bought only $200 of Smile Direct Club this week at a price of $2.80. So I wasn't crazy far off the bottom. So that's pretty decent buy. Yeah. Small buy on that one. So some of the others I've put a lot more money into, so I guess we'll start with Tattooed Chef. I started the week by putting $127 into Tattooed Chef. I do not remember what price that was, but I can find it in here. Have a lot of buys in here, as you can see. So the start of the week, would have been the... Might have my dates mixed up. 29th. No, it wasn't quite the start of the week. Well, maybe not that one there. I think that was last week. But yeah, my next buy, I got this 200 here. This is 200 on the 2nd December for... Sorry, I'm going to separate my last week's buys here from this week's. So, yeah, on Wednesday, or Thursday NZ time, I bought $200 of Tattooed Chef at $15.93. So that's this one here. And then I've got the rest all written here. So Tattooed Chef $15.93. Next buy was at $127 of Tattooed Chef at $15.81, and then $413 US at $15.65. And finally, just this morning, $150 US at $15.36. So quite a few buys in the $15 range. Pretty happy to pick up some shares that cheap, but I did not get them at the bottom. 1507 it looks like. Would have been around the bottom. 1504. That's pretty crazy, but it didn't quite break that $15 mark. So yeah, that's what I did with Tattooed Chef. That was probably around $1,000 US all up, or somewhere around there. So increase that position size in terms of shares, but obviously considering they've gone down, I think the position size has probably gotten smaller. So onto Corsair Gaming. So that was last week's $253 buy, and then this week $152 at $21.93. So we're down a bit from there. And then $152. Sorry, same one. $200 US at $21.33. So yeah, we're down a little bit from there as well. And the last one, $150 US this morning at $21.07. Pretty much the bottom here. Well, got a little bit lower there. Let's see how low. 2081 feels like a good price for Corsair Gaming to me, especially with the if you look at the price to sales ratio, it's pretty outrageous, pretty close to 1, I believe. Next one up would be Palantir. So yeah, all done with Corsair there. Palantir Technologies, so put a bunch into Palantir as well. Starting up with $200 US at $19.85. Obviously dropped significantly since then. Then I put in $400 US for $19.36. Still dropped from there. And just this morning I put in $150 US at $18.60. So hopefully that would have been pretty close to the bottom. 15 cents off the bottom, but yeah, obviously my cost basis is still way out the gate. Yeah, if we come into here and we can go total change, sort by, we got some outrageous losses in here. I wouldn't like to see any numbers as big as any of these, and they're all huge. Can we see total change as a dollar value? That would have been good. I know I'm down like in the thousands on some of these stocks. Let's go into Corsair. So total gain 2,200 in that account. 1,600. So 3,800, 930 ish, something around there. So yeah, that's a lot of money to be down on a singular stock. And then Palantir down 1,700 around about, and Tattooed Chef about just over 2.25k. So yeah, down a lot of money on my current holding of stocks. But yeah, I'm staying hard, just buying more of the same stocks. They can't go down forever. They are good stocks, performing well, and the price can only go separate from that or move separately from that for a certain period of time. Eventually I feel that the price will reflect how the business is doing at some point in time. Don't know when that'll be, but hopefully it happens sometime soon. Yep, so you can see the positions in my Sharesies account here. All looking pretty negative. Coinbase was up like 40% for me at one point. Now it's sitting at 7.6. So I did trim. I can have a look here. So trimmed a bit up here. I sold off, I think, a bit over half my position. No, maybe not quite half. So I put 2,700 in. Oh, I only sold off a small amount actually. Not half. But yeah, sold off a bit of my position there, and yeah, it's moved down since there, so didn't do too badly with that. Probably should have sold more. Oof, we got some big reds there, 25%. Virgin Galactic. This is a hype stock. If it does end up hyping all the way back up, I will be selling it. I wonder what Lucid's doing. Now that we, how about we check out Lucid? 47. If you guys remember, I sold Lucid at 53, I believe it was, $53. So I kept saying, because I bought all the way back here at around $16 something, and I held all the way through this 250 something % gains I had, and then I held the whole way down and the whole way through all of this. So I kept saying, next time there's a hype cycle, I'm going to sell it. So it hyped all the way up to $53, I believe I sold that. So yeah, I sold that for 100 and something, maybe 200% gain, or however much that it turned out to be. I think it was over 200%. But yeah, got out of that one a couple weeks ago. Lucky I did, although it hasn't actually gone down too significantly since then, but yeah. And that was held in this account, my Hatch account. It was my only green position. Now I'm all red. It's funny, up here it says top performer is Tattooed Chef, down 20%. Oof. If we look at New Zealand dollars, so I put 10,000 into this account, so I'm still up 25% in this account. That's something unfortunate about this account. It has a slightly wrong number there, so the money that I have put into the account is not actually as it's shown there, but I do have it written down here. So it says 44,000. So that'd be the money that I've put into these stocks here. So if you calculated how much down I am, that would on the if you just took my cost basis on all these stocks that I currently own here, it would add up to 44,000. All the ones that I've sold aren't counted into that. So I've actually put 35,000 into this account, and the account is only at 36,800. So I only have $1,800 left in profit in here. So that's pretty painful. It's down a lot. Yeah, they show the grey line as being when I've sold and then rebought. It's the rebought at price that they've put as the grey line. So yeah, it does look a little bit worse on the graph than it is, but yeah, it's still pretty bad. I think you can see, yeah, a bit more detail here. 562 in transactions. It's a pretty big number as well, but that's, yeah, not too significant. You can see here the realized gains and unrealized gains almost net neutral, although I believe both numbers are slightly wrong anyway, because it doesn't quite add up to what it actually is. Yeah, unrealized gains and losses. So, realized gains is 10k. So yeah, a lot of my old positions that used to be very positive that I've sold, they added up to 10k. Hey, that's a lot of money to pay tax on. Nervous laughter. Unrealized gains, so the ones that I don't have to pay tax on, which is why this whole scenario is happening. One of the reasons. So people see this and they're like, hey, I can sell all these all these stocks that I hold here that are down, I can sell them, and then I don't have to pay tax on $9,306 of these realized gains, which in turn ends up with a whole lot of selling pressure, because people, especially big funds and stuff, if they do the same tax loss harvesting method, then they push the whole market down. So yeah, that's those portfolios. You've seen the positions in there, you can see the graph. Yeah, that was when I was up the highest back in February, as is probably the same for everyone. Had a pretty good dip in May, had another good dip in August. I bought both dips, and now we're dipping even further down in December. Hopefully we get a stunning January rally. I could do with a rally, to be honest. So this is my Interactive Brokers account that I never show because it's annoying and difficult to get to. But I did open it here today just to show these positions because I never show them. Just Matterport and Planet 13. So we've got my market value here. Usually shows my... Ah, well, there we go. That's a graph. It's green. It looks nice. Usually shows my cost basis, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing that today. Must have loaded it in a different way to how I usually do. But either way, Matterport I put 1,000 New Zealand dollars into, and it's significantly up from there. 1,000 New Zealand dollars is roughly like 667 or so, I believe. Actually, let's just check it. 677, sorry, US dollars. So almost doubled my money on Matterport, which I mean we can already see here, 86% up. And Planet 13 I've been obliterated in. I've lost a lot of money on that because I bought the dip with another $1,000, so it should technically be at 677 times 2, 1340, 56, 1356 or so. So I'm down around 400 US by my quick math, but it says 425 here. Or over here at Planet 13, it says 30%, which is pretty ruthless. Planet 13 down 631 New Zealand dollars. It says there. Seems about right. 600 bucks. Don't know what my other math was doing, but yeah. Maybe that translates to about that much in New Zealand dollars, but yeah, that one's not doing too good, but that one's doing great, so I believe we're net positive on this account, so that's not too bad. That's pretty much all for stocks. I'm getting absolutely decimated and buying the dip, so yeah. Moving on to crypto. So following the trend, crypto's been getting absolutely decimated today. You can see all these change percentages today. They were even higher before, so pretty much all the cryptos I own are down between 12 and 26% at the moment. There was plenty down over 30% just a little while ago. If we look at the graphs here over on coinmarketcap.com, you can see all the graphs just fall straight off a cliff. The whole of cryptocurrency has done this, and I still don't know why. I've been googling it, so crypto news. Yeah, crypto crash. I've just been googling crypto crash. Go into news and hit the tools, sort by most recent. I've been doing past hour. It's probably a couple hours now. Regulation fears looks like we've got here. I'll usually go through and read all these before the article, before I record the video, but there was not the opportunity because the articles were not out. So yeah, let's try looking at this. It's just come out in the last half an hour, 16 minutes ago. So yeah, it looks like it's over fears. Probably a bit too much for me to go reading during this, but I will be reading it. I have seen this. El Salvador bought the dip, 150 coins of Bitcoin at 48,000. So good to know people are buying the dip. El Salvador's in there. But yeah, I'll read some articles after this. Yeah, crypto's been getting destroyed. So yeah, I've been getting decimated this week, that's for sure. I bought the dip on crypto today as well. It's just today really that crypto's been getting destroyed. So when it was at the bottom, I actually caught the bottom quite nicely. It bounced very fast, and I was putting in limit buys for coins that were shooting up. Like Bitcoin shot up like $1,000 in a minute or two, and I was trying to catch it and get a buy order in, but my buy order wasn't quite low enough, and then a few seconds passed. Oh, sorry, my buy order wasn't quite high enough, and then a few seconds passed, and it was way too late for the price that I was putting it in at. So yeah, had fun chasing a few cryptocurrencies like that, and then increased my margin position to 1,408 US dollars, I believe. Yep, US dollars. Which is that US dollars? Might be New Zealand dollars. But oh no, yeah, shares of USDT 1,408. Usually come up with a value. Ah yeah, here I switch into the position. So yeah, negative 2,000 New Zealand dollars. So I'm 2,000 New Zealand dollars into margin, which is about as far as I'm willing to go. I'll probably chuck in $1,000 probably tomorrow, or it'll go through the next day, I guess, but just to reduce my margin. And yeah, so if something like this happens again where crypto falls 40% in a day, 40% in about 40 minutes to an hour, then I don't get margin called. Although it could probably fall about 80% at the moment before I get margin called. Okay, no, that's an exaggeration. Maybe like 70% I'd be fine for. But yeah, so that's crypto, what crypto's been doing. On to my crypto mining. Today has been an outrageously hot day, so I actually had to turn off my mining rigs. One of them got up to about 58 degrees on one of my cards, and it was a 3080 Ti, and I didn't like that, so I just shut them all down. Yeah, it's a bit too much. So you can see right there, dropped the first rig, the with the 3080 Ti, because it's expensive, cost me like almost $2,500. Dropped that rig off, and then it kept getting hotter, so dropped both rigs, and then yeah, booted them back up, and back up to what's 294 mega hash, sitting around there at the moment. You can see these are the cards that I've got, and at the moment I'm making around $25 per day. Although keep in mind that, oh sorry, that's after power, but keep in mind that with crypto absolutely tanking, Ethereum down at 3,900, my profits will be absolutely decimated as well. So yeah, as you can tell, not a great week for me on any of my investments really. Can't remember what valuation my house was at last week, but it's at 640,000 this week. I believe it's either the same or $10,000 up, but yeah, it's the only one that hasn't been absolutely decimated this week. I did open the weather thing here. It's 29 degrees today, so it seems like around 27 degrees is the number where I'm having to shut my my NVIDIA rig down. So yeah, I'm missing out on a lot of profits on days that it goes above 27 degrees. 24 will be fine for the rest of the week, but yeah, that's going to get annoying over the summer when I have to actually, because I have to keep an eye on them, right? I have to check my phone, make sure none of these temps are above about, well, 54 is pretty high. That's the 3080 Ti there. If it gets up to about 56, and I have to like really watch it every couple minutes, and then if it gets to 58, that's when I shut it down. Also, if you know anything about crypto mining, you might notice that this one is slightly underperforming at the moment, and I believe it's just because I'm useless at overclocking, or it doesn't enjoy being in Hive, I can get it slightly higher, but it's got one hell of a power draw, that's for sure. I can get it up to about 80 mega hash, but I should be able to get it to like 86, but currently unable to do that. I did cash out some crypto, so this is my one saving grace for the week. On December the 1st, I transferred out some money from all my crypto mining earnings, which was 600 New Zealand dollars. It went through on the 2nd December, I believe, and it was 600 New Zealand dollars, like all the way into my bank account. I believe I got a screenshot here. 602 New Zealand dollars, all the way back to my bank account. So that was all my crypto mining earnings at when Ethereum was 4,668, and it's now 3,900. So I'm very glad I cashed that out. I do still have a bunch of Ethereum that I mined sitting on my wallet as well. So I've got 280 New Zealand dollars worth of Ethereum sitting in my Trust wallet. Trust wallet, is that what it's called? I think so. So yeah, that one obviously devalued as Ethereum went down, but that's not too much of a concern. It's a pretty small amount. If you add up all those numbers, like the 137 that I first cashed out, the 600 that I've now cashed out, and that little bit that's still in my Trust wallet there, I have reached $1,000 in earnings on my crypto. So probably best to ignore the fact that I've spent 16,000, but I've made 1,000. So hey, great start. I'm only just starting out, so I'm pretty happy that I've made $1,000. I will be obviously a lot more happy when I've made 16,000 and I'm no longer risking anything. Because obviously once I've made back the full cost of the rig, then I have zero risk, and everything from there is profit. I hopefully get to that point at some point in time. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for crypto. You can see 70, well, it was at 78 mega hash there, and now it's at 55 degrees, so I have to start watching that quite closely. I do have fans and everything set up around it, but still, yeah, pretty tough. Got some more parts coming, gonna get more GPUs online. Got another 2 currently sitting unused, don't have the rest of the parts for it. And then I've got another 1, 2, 3 in the post. You can see 2 of them there, the tracking for them, and then the third one is another 3080 Ti, which I'd already bought before I realized that this card draws way more power than I thought. I thought it'd be 240 at 86 mega hash, so the fact that I can't get it to that, it's either due to the fact that I'm using Hive OS, or maybe I just suck, or it could be that the card's slightly different from other variants. Might just be that I need to replace the cooling pads, thermal pads, sorry, on the memory. I know some of them do thermal throttle because of that. But yeah, I guess most people have probably stopped watching by this point, as no one cares about crypto mining. At least not my viewers. Probably the last couple of people that I'm talking to. My net worth this week is 342,000. So yeah, pretty happy with that number. It's not going down too much, even though a lot of my stuff is going down. But yeah, hopefully got this extra income now. It's actually a really fun hobby, not gonna lie. I enjoy putting together crypto mining rigs, and yeah, problem solving, getting it all going. It can be a bit stressful at times when things don't work or things break. Like I've currently got a 1200 watt server power supply that cost me about $114 that just straight won't turn on or won't provide power to anything, so that's why I've only got 6 GPUs running. And also found out that half my risers sucked as well, so another reason I only have 6 GPUs going. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this week. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to support the channel. And have a great day. See ya.